Hey scholars, it's Miss Marnon. So we're going to start using what we learned about proportional tables and proportional graphs and kind of combine them all together and solve these kind of harder problems. So our objective, I can determine proportionality from a table and a graph. I can represent proportional relationships as graphs and tables. So you're going to actually have to create the tables and the graphs today and then determine if it's a proportional relationship. So we're kind of taking a whole story or a situation. We're going to make a table and a graph of it, and then you're going to decide if it's proportional or not. Because eventually one of the things we need to be able to do is to look at a description or a story and say if it's a proportional relationship. So creating a table or creating a graph are two strategies you can use to do that. So here we have our DIN. It's a review question. Is the graph shown below proportional? If you want, you can click it, make it bigger. Just make sure you're on this text one, not already on the drawing. So is it proportional? So pause the video and write yes, it's proportional, or no, it's not proportional. So you should have already looked. Yes, this table is definitely proportional. It is a straight line. It goes through the origin. So it is proportional. Because it is a straight line through the origin. It's a lot of writing today. Okay. Our preview question, what is the unit rate of the graph shown below? So pause the video, see if you can determine what the unit rate is just from this graph. Okay, so you should have found the unit rate from the graph. So the first thing you can do is you can look for this where x is 1. So this is always our x, this is our y. So where x is 1, we have this point. It is a perfect point. I can read the coordinates. It is 1, 6. So we have a point where x is 1. This y value, this 6, is actually our unit rate. So it's 6 feet per minute. So we can type it in. 6 feet per minute is our unit rate. If you were uncertain, you could always find any point on this graph and divide it. You can always do that y divided by x. So if you were unsure if that's how you can read it off here, pick any point and do y divided by x. If you did 6 divided by 1, you would just get 6. But you could even pick this one. You could do 3 divided by half if you wanted to. As long as you have 6 feet per minute, doesn't matter which way you did it. So today is going to be a lot of independent work time. So I'm going to show you kind of a startup for station 1, and then I want you to do station 2 on your own, and then you'll have your exit ticket as well. So let's start looking at station 1. So if we were in person right now, we would be going around to different stations, and you would start, didn't matter which one you started at. There's 4 stations. We're going to do 2 today and 2 tomorrow. So this first one, a local frozen yogurt shop is known for its monster sundaes to be shared by a group. The ratios represent the cost of toppings. Create a table and a graph of the ratios, then explain if the quantities are proportional to each other. Include the following ratios. So they gave us ratios that we can use. They have 4 to 0, 6 to 3, 8 to 6. They gave us a sentence. The total cost of a 10 topping sundae is $9. And 12 to 12. So I would start by putting these in the table. I think it's easier to do the table first because then it's easy to figure out what the XY coordinates are to put on the graph. So if we're going to fill this in, it is toppings to cost. So 4 toppings were $0. 6 toppings were $3. So you can pause the video and finish the last 3 values on this table. Okay, so if you finish this up, you should have had 8 to 6. 10 toppings is $9. And 12 toppings was $12. I'm just going to make this purple and bold so you can see what I did differently than what was already originally on here. So here are my answers. If you wanted to center them, if you want to know how to do that, that's just right here. Center. I like everything centered. It looks nice and neat and pretty. So now we have this graph we need to do. If you need to, you can make it a bit bigger. And we need to label it. So labeling our graph is going to be something that's very important and that we're going to be looking for over the next few days. So the horizontal axis here is our X. The vertical is our Y. This is toppings. Excuse my poor handwriting. And this is cost. And I don't know how good I can write on this sideways. So we also need to come up with a scale. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes here. So we got to see if I can count by ones or not. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, we need up to 12 toppings and $12 for the cost. I can't just fit 12 here if each box is 1. So I'm going to do each box as 2. So we're coming up with the scale. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We can do the same thing for the Y. We need to go all the way from 0 to 12. If we only have 10 boxes, I can't do that. Let's see how many boxes we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it looks like we do have enough where each box can be 1. You don't have to record all of them like I did for this X one. So if you wanted to count by 2s and skip count, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we didn't have to label all of them, but we can still see the scale and figure out what these values between are. If you're going to plot these as points, like I said, we did X as toppings, Y as cost. So this point is going to be 4, 0, 6, 3, 8, 6, 10, 9, and 12, 12. So you're going to plot these points. So if you haven't already, why don't you pause the video and try plotting these points on your own. Okay, so let's plot these. So 4 toppings is $0. So I go over 4 and up 0. That means I stay right here. 6, 3 over 6 up 3. 8, 6 over 8 up 6. 10, 9 over 10 up 9. And 12, 12 over 12 up 12. So there are all of my points. If I connect them, if we're doing this on paper, getting out a ruler, you can also open in the app and there is a drawing line tool. It's just sometimes a little finicky. So I'm just going to do my best with my pen. So is it proportional? So you can look at the graph and decide if it's proportional. If you wanted to, you could also go through and calculate the K, the unit rate for each of these. You could do 0 divided by 4, 3 divided by 6, 6 divided by 8. See if you get the same numbers. I'm not going to answer this question. I feel like this is the big question that you need to answer on your own. So you can just enter into this box. Sometimes you have to hold shift and then enter if you're typing. Otherwise it'll make an extra box. So again, that is shift and then enter if it starts to make you an extra box. So is it proportional? That's going to be up to you. And you need to state a reason why. So you need a yes or a no and why. So to get full credit, you need a reason. That could be from the table or the graph. You don't need to list both, but you do need a reason. So when you're done with this one, here's one you're going to do on your own independently. So this one is the school library receives money for every book sold at the school's book fair. The ratios represent the number of books sold to the amount of money the library receives. Create a table and a graph of the ratios. Then explain if the quantities are proportional to each other. So you're going to follow the same process. You're going to make a table, then you're going to do a graph, make sure it's scaled okay, that you can fit all the values on there. I already see this one goes up to 25, so you might have to count by another number, like 5s or 3s or 2s. And then answer, is it proportional? So you can do this one all on your own. Then you have an exit ticket. How many pages does the printer print per minute? So you're going to need to find the unit rate on this one. And then just do your self-reflection. So again, you're going to answer this, yes or no, and why. complete all of Station 2 on your own, then your exit ticket on your own. When you're done with that, you can go back into Canvas, click this lesson as mark as done, and then you can see if there's anything else for you to do in Canvas today.